Remember when Man of Steel kicked off what could have been the greatest superhero universe of all time?
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S.
What about when Batman vs. Superman made fans lose their mind at the idea of two icons sharing the screen? Or when Wonder Woman became a pop culture moment that felt like it could finally put DC on Marvel's level? Yeah, what happened? Because now, we're in this bizarre limbo. Half the characters have been recast, the timelines are scattered, and every movie feels like it's from a completely different universe. The DCU didn't just stumble, it imploded. And today, we're breaking down exactly why, from poor planning and clashing visions to executives cashing out at the expense of quality storytelling. This is the story of how the DC Extended Universe went from blockbuster dreams to a burnout nightmare. Hey there, I'm Adam, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a deep dive into the DCEU's collapse, which is bittersweet because I'm a die-hard DC fan. I'll walk you through what worked, what didn't, and how behind-the-scenes chaos sabotaged some truly promising stories and characters. We're going to touch on the studio interference that ruined major releases like Justice League and Suicide Squad, the constant shifts in creative direction, and the mess of overlapping timelines and spin-offs. And later in the video, I'll talk about why I still have hope, because James Gunn's upcoming Superman will hopefully be the reset button this franchise so desperately needs.
That's what makes you who you are.
If you've been a DC fan from the beginning, or just curious about how things went so sideways, this video is for you. Let's rewind.
You're the answer, son. You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are my son.
When Man of Steel released in 2013, it had a clear goal: redefine Superman for a modern era, and in my opinion, it succeeded. This wasn't the Boy Scout from the Christopher Reeve era. This was a flawed, deeply human version of Clark Kent. The movie embraced sci-fi. Krypton felt like a real alien world. The action was massive, especially for the time. That fight with Zod still holds up. Hans Zimmer's score was soaring, emotional, and instantly iconic, and it was directed with vision. Zack Snyder knew the tone he wanted, and he stuck with it.
There's only one way this ends, Cal. Either you die, or I do.
But not everyone was sold. Some felt it was too bleak, too destructive. That third act flattened Metropolis like a nuke. But here's the thing. Man of Steel was setting the stage for consequences. It wasn't just about saving the day. It was about at what cost. There was so much potential here. And then came Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and things got complicated. The theatrical cut was messy, choppy editing, confusing motives, and the infamous Martha moment that still gets clowned to this day.
Save Martha! Why did you say that name?
But if you've seen the Ultimate Edition, you know there's actually a decent movie in there. It's more coherent, more fleshed out, and does a better job showing Clark and Bruce's parallel descent into confrontation. Affleck's Batman was excellent, brutal, jaded, and absolutely believable as someone who's lost all faith. Cavill's Superman continued his arc of learning how to be a symbol in a world that feared him. The real issue? Warner Brothers was rushing. Instead of giving Batman his own film, or letting the conflict with Superman build naturally, they crammed The Dark Knight Returns, Death of Superman, and Justice League setup all into one film. It was too much, too soon, and it reeked of ketchup.
What did he say?
Marvel had spent years building towards Avengers. DC tried to speedrun it in 2 films.
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
Let's talk about Suicide Squad, the 2016 version. David Ayer had a darker, more grounded vision. He wanted to tell a gritty war story with criminals forced into a hopeless mission. What we got instead was a neon-soaked, chopped-up disaster. After the backlash to BVS, the studio panicked. They wanted humor, they wanted pop music, and they wanted it fast. So they literally handed the film over to a trailer editing company. That's not a metaphor, that's what actually happened. The result? Characters are introduced by splash screens, clunky exposition dumps, and Joker scenes that went nowhere. I wanted to like this one, I really did, but I left the theater feeling disappointed.
The hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Then came Justice League. This movie could have been the payoff to years of build-up. Snyder had a full 5-film arc mapped out. The original plan was epic. Darkseid, the Nightmare Timeline, a redemption story for Batman, and a full resurrection arc for Superman. Instead, executives rushed it into theaters before it was finished so they could secure bonuses before the AT&T merger. Think about that. A movie meant to define an entire universe was sabotaged by corporate greed.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Joss Whedon was brought in to reshoot over half the film and completely changed the tone. Snyder's vision was gutted. The 2017 Justice League was a Frankenstein monster, half quippy comedy, half broken mythology, and it bombed. It wasn't until Zack Snyder's Justice League release years later that fans finally saw what could have been. And guess what? It was pretty great. It wasn't perfect, but it was cohesive, ambitious, and actually respected its characters. It proved the original vision could have worked if only the studio had trusted it.
Can I?
Oh, yeah. That's crazy, right?
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
Despite the chaos, there were bright spots. Wonder Woman felt like lightning in a bottle. Patty Jenkins crafted a film with real emotional weight. Gal Gadot was luminous, and the No Man's Land scene, one of the best superhero moments ever. Shazam brought charm back into the DCEU. It didn't try to be epic, it just told a fun, heartfelt story about family. Zachary Levi nailed the role, and the film had genuine heart.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed.
Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
And then there's Aquaman, a CGI-heavy underwater opera that somehow worked. It was self-aware, leaned into its ridiculousness, and Jason Momoa made Arthur Curry cooler than he had any right to be. It's still insane to me this movie made over $1 billion at the box office. That's wild.
We're here.
What are you doing? Wait.
She never parachute.
Redheads, you gotta love them.
For a brief moment, it felt like DCU had figured it out. Let filmmakers have their own tone and tell standalone stories. But that stability didn't last.
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
Wonder Woman 1984 was a step back. It lost the edge and pacing of the first movie. The story was muddled, the stakes were unclear, and the tone uneven.
It's all art. That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
Aquaman 2 felt bloated and joyless. After how fun the first one was, the sequel just kinda dragged.
True king builds bridges.
Black Adam was hyped like crazy, but fell flat. Dwayne Johnson treated it like the center of the new DC universe, but the film itself was a generic CG fest with a weak plot and underdeveloped characters.
Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do.
In The Flash, that movie had decades of potential. It was supposed to be the reset to an entire universe. Instead, it became a cautionary tale of overhype, behind-the-scenes drama, and uncanny valley cameos.
And I've decided that you should eat a big bag of dicks.
If this whole beach was completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why would someone put penises all over the beach?
Who knows why madmen do what they do?
But then came James Gunn. The Suicide Squad was what the first one should have been. Violent, funny, smart, and character-driven. Margot Robbie's Harley was better than ever, and Idris Elba and John Cena killed it.
We love the rain. It's like angels are splooching all over us.
Peacemaker was one of my absolute favorites. It took a C-list character and gave him depth, humanity, and a hilarious supporting cast. I genuinely loved it, and cannot wait for season 2.
You were talking about your butt and stuff, and also you said that I suck.
But again, they exist in this weird limbo. Are they a part of the old DCEU? A soft reboot? Canon to the new universe? DC never clarified, and that confusion will kind of kill the momentum sometimes.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
And let's not forget Robert Pattinson's The Batman and Joaquin Phoenix the Joker. We'll just kind of ignore the Joker too. Both are excellent, grounded films that don't connect to anything else. These movies were cool on their own, but they add to the confusion. Meanwhile, James Gunn is working on a new Batman for his own universe. Multiple Batman, multiple Jokers, No consistent timeline. It's like DC said, let's just throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
But now, we're at a crossroads. James Gunn is taking over and everything is getting a fresh start. Superman is the first official film in the new DC universe and is projected to have the biggest opening weekend in DC history. That tells me people want to be excited about DC again. They're just waiting for a reason to believe, and I do believe. Gunn understands storytelling. He knows how to mix heart, humor, and spectacle. His Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy was brilliant. He took C-listers and made them beloved. If he can do that with Rocket Raccoon, imagine what he can do with Superman, Green Lantern, and the new Batman. The key is consistency, a clear vision, no more rushed decisions or half reboots, no more profit-first mentality. Just let the storytellers tell great stories. So what happened to the DCEU? It wasn't just bad luck. It was poor leadership, inconsistent direction, and too many cooks in the kitchen. The result was a decade of missed opportunities, broken arcs, and exhausted fans. But all of that can change starting now. With Superman, we get a blank slate, a new beginning, and if James Gunn sticks the landing, this could be the start of something truly special. What do you think? Are you excited for the rebooted DC universe? What was your favorite and least favorite DCEU movie? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more honest movie deep dives. I'm Adam. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.